The Pelicans have a massive problem on their hands as they fail to capitalize on an opportunity to get an advantage in their division by losing to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now they found themselves with a huge problem, and it ain't just Willie Green. We're going to talk about it inside this edition of Pelicans Digest. What's good with it, y'all? It's your people, Melz on the MIC. Back once again inside Pelicans Digest. And it begins. It begins. But first, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe, man. This is where you get the best opinions, analysis, and more about the New Orleans Pelicans as the season gets underway today. And if you're part of the 70% that are watching, just to laugh at our pain, you can at least subscribe and be tuned into our pain. As once again, the Pelicans come out and give you the same old Pelicans once again, man. You start off in the first half against Memphis. You're feeling good. You're feeling great. Team doing everything that you ask them to do, especially some of the key points that I talked about in the game, in the video yesterday about Jordan Poole coming out there shooting efficiently, getting points. Missy working his way around the paint and getting busy. Herb Jones being great defensively. You dominate throughout the first quarter. You come into the second quarter, things get a little shaky, but you still maintain. But once again, as normal, what has always been the problem with this team is when it comes to the third quarter, this team just, when it comes to halftime, when this team comes out of halftime, I just don't know. It just doesn't seem to click. And I don't know, and I'm pretty sure we know what the problem is. Okay, we know what the problem is. But last night, I will say this about last night. You cannot put 100% of the blame of this game on Willie Green. You cannot put 100% of the blame of this game on Willie Green. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why we lost last night. 3 keys as to why we lost last night. And it starts with a very troubling one, which was Trey Murphy was essentially shut down last night. Trey Murphy, I mean, respectable line, 13 points. But if Trey Murphy gives you what he normally gives you in 20 points a night, we're winning this game. But Trey just couldn't get it together last night. That was like one of the worst games I've seen Trey Murphy play in his career. Like, seriously. And you can go look up what they had to say about it. According to CBS Sports, Murphy registered 13 points, 5 of 15 field goals, 1 of 6 from 3 points. Only made 2 free throws on the 2 shots attempts that he took. 7 rebounds and 3 assists across 32 minutes during Wednesday's loss. Murphy had a rough showing in Wednesday's season opening loss, but there were some positives to take from this. Murphy's workload was solid, and he finished second on the team in shot attempts behind Zion Williamson. But them shots wasn't falling. Them shots just wasn't falling. And also, there were certain moments where you could see Trey was trying to get, trying to drive to the paint, as he should have, because you had a situation where you got both of their bigs in Landsman, I think it is, and Jaren Jackson Jr. You got them to foul out. You got them in foul trouble early, which got them to sat down, which means, yes, attack the paint. They were doing what they were supposed to do, but Trey just couldn't get it to fall. And a lot of times, like I say, when he was attacking the paint, he was trying to fish, I think, for a foul and just couldn't get him. So, again, if Trey gives you a few more of those shot attempts that we're talking about fall, you're still in this game. The Pelicans can still win this game. Okay? Pelicans can still win this game. So I would say you had to assign about 60% of the blame on Trey on this one. But he's going to get better. We know this. He's capable of better. Okay? But it just didn't help that Jordan Poole just seemed to fade in the second half after coming out shooting hot in the first. And that was mostly because he was neutralized defensively. So they had to try to rely on Trey a lot more, and Trey just couldn't get it. It just couldn't come together for him. And like I said, hopefully he can get over this, and hopefully he can get back into it, man. I have faith in him that he will. There's no doubt in my mind that he will, but, it was just disappointing to see that last night. The second reason we lost last night, wrong use of depth. What does that mean by that? What I mean by that? You see, I had a picture of Jordan Hawkins up there. Jordan Hawkins was getting torched all night long. And I don't see why Willie Green decided to say, let's stay with him. Let's keep him out there. Why? Yeah, of course, I know I said in a video before that I'd be wanting to trade that defense, his defensive liability, if he could give us points, but he wasn't giving us that either. He wasn't giving us that either. And, of course, as you know, we lost Missy to an injury. So now you have no bigs at this moment. So, unfortunately, something had to happen where it's something that I didn't want to happen, had to happen. You had to put Derek Queen at the 5. And and again, he's a rookie. He's going to get better. I just hope that we didn't have to get put into the situation where we would have to send this kid out here to go up against Jaren Jackson Jr. And when they sent him out there against Jaren Jackson Jr., what happened? He got cooked. He played admirably. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't total barbecue chicken, but he was getting cooked out there. He played admirably, took a charge, got a block, jumped in the pass lane a couple of times. Derek Queen played admirably. I just wish he didn't have to get his on-the-job training this quickly in the season in game 1, and especially in a crucial situation in a game that you could have won. So now you have to play him at the 5 because Dickinson. My thing with Dickinson, and that's the thing, and that was the thing that was infuriating about this last night as well. New Orleans used Hunter Dickinson at center along with Jordan Hawkins off the bench. The Pelicans bench, this is in the second quarter now, failed later in the second quarter going to Hunter Dickinson, who struggled on the defensive end and committed a pair of turnovers. He would not see the floor again. Memphis pulled in within 3 by the end of the quarter, and Dickinson is clearly not ready to assume a larger role. So you can go ahead and ship him down to Birmingham. But you're going to have to hang on to him now. You're going to have to use him. And the thing is, if you're going to use Hunter Dickinson, and this is why I come back with about Willie Green. This is why I come back to about Willie Green. If I'm Willie Green, I'm telling him, get out there and be a goon. Don't try to be in the offense. Just get some rebounds and get the ball out and just be a goon. And if their big comes at you, foul them and just and foul your way out the game. Just do that. Slow them down. Put them to the free throw line. I'll take that. At least give them a chance to slow down. At least get less possessions. But Dickinson clearly ain't gonna be it, man, and he's got to go back to Birmingham. But we got to rock with him now because we still don't know the situation with Makovic. We don't know what's going on with Missy. Hope and pray that this man is not seriously injured, and hope and pray this is just an ankle sprain. But the way he looked and the way he looked like he was crying on that bench, it don't look like it's gonna be good. So, either that or go trade Jordan Hawkins for a center. Find us a center, something. But we are in serious trouble. The massive problem we have now is we have 0 rim protection as of this moment going into these next few games until Looney gets back. So, again, sending him out there, I didn't have a problem with Dickinson getting out there. I think the issue with Willie and them is you need to coach him up and tell him, hey, this is your role. And I prefer you have a role where you at least slow down their offense and their chances to get the ball. That's all I can offer. That's all I can say about that. But Derek Queen, again, showed you why I told you he's not ready to play the 5. Because Jaren Jackson got in there and was like, yes, feed me, because I'm going to cook this rookie. Speaking of rookies, big shot. We was right about Jeremiah Fears, man. If there's anything you want to take away positive from this, you have got to feel good that Zion put up his numbers and that Jeremiah Fears is the future of this franchise. That's the only good you could take away. is that we know now that Jeremiah Fears is going to be the truth. And Derek Queen will be the truth. He just needs more time to develop. It was a rough game, though, but because you sent him out there to the Wolves. And, again, this brings me back, finally, probably to my third point here, and that's Willie Green. And what I mean by that with Willie Green is what the graphic I just showed you just there. Herb Jones made a huge difference on the defensive end, and the Pelicans blitzed Moran and Memphis ball handlers frequently early on with good success, and that would not last. And why was that? Because it's a new front office, but the same old Willie Green. Shammy do it, put that on social media. It's a new front office, but the same old Willie Green. Same old Willie Green. Because the thing that was frustrating to watch last night about that game was Willie wasn't telling these guys to stop giving the Memphis what they wanted. Ja Morant spent a majority of his time on the court, and why he ended up with 35 points is this. He spent a majority of the time on this court trying to get away from Herb Jones on that floor. And whenever they would come to set up the pick, I heard Willie screaming, switch, let him switch. Or let him stay. One of the two. Herb should have stayed on Ja all night long. Yeah, he fouled out and they tried his best, but it would seem like whenever Ja would want to get Herb off of him, he could. And they would allow it. And now you're sending out the rookie Fears to try to play this kid. No adjustments in the third quarter. Why wasn't Jose Alvarado getting any burn? Why wasn't Micah Peavy getting some burn? Here's another thing, too. If you spent most of your preseason and practicing having the entire second unit of players playing together, why are you playing mixed match lineups? Why are you trying to still keep starters in and put in some of these guys? Let that second line play together because they have shown that they have chemistry together. Let them play together, even with Fears. Let Fears lead that unit with Jose Alvarado and let them try to spark something because you saw what they did against Houston. You saw what they did against the Magic. They fought their way back into games, but no, you're going to try to wear Zion out, and this is going to lead to Zion getting hurt again. You're 9 games away from getting fired. It's clear. Let me show you that picture again. That's Willie sweating at the end of the game. That's a man that knows that seat is getting hot. That seat is officially lit. That seat is officially lit. He knows that. The air conditioning didn't get cut off at the end of the game in FedEx Forum. That man started sweating. Because he knows that the pressure is now about to build, especially knowing that going into this game Friday night in the Smoothie King Center, you got Wembanyama coming in here off a 40-point night to open the season. And you have no rim protection, next to no rim protection. I'm going to be at the Smoothie King Center Friday night. Pray for us all. I might walk around the Smoothie King Center with some sage to get the night started. What are your thoughts? What else do you think caused us to lose tonight? I just gave you the 3 reasons why. You couldn't really put it all on Willie Green. But hopefully the Pels can bounce back on this. And how will they work with a smaller lineup going into this matchup against a very dangerous Spurs team who is coming out with their hair on fire Friday night? I'm going to be at the Smoothie King Center, though. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to see it. Well, if you're going to be there, holler at me. And let me see if we can get you on camera and we can talk about Pels basketball if you're going to be at the Smoothie King Center Friday nights. Otherwise, hit that subscribe button. Share your thoughts with us on what's going on with the Pelicans, man. Can they recover from this? Is Willie Green officially on the hot seat? What are your thoughts? Clap back in the comments right now.